Everybody loves Zelda. The newest release, Tears of the Kingdom, is being explored, spoken about, analysed and overexposed to death in just a few weeks after its release. So why should I shove my opinion on the big opinion pile? Surely I'll just be repeating all the usual glowing comments and in turn kind of just wasting your time. Well, maybe not. You see, my favourite part of this Zelda game is kind of conceptual and something I've not really heard explicitly being spoken about in the Zelda echo chambers. So yeah, I think I have something to say.
Hey, Poochie, you look like you've got something to say. Do you?
Yes, I certainly do.
In the early trailers, the big selling point of this game was the sky. Look, we can traverse between the surface and the sky, kind of like what Skyward Sword was trying to achieve. However, play for just a few hours and a third layer of the onion is revealed. The game operates on 3 tiers: the sky, the surface, and the depths. Turns out this Zelda game is like a wedding cake. Maybe they should have called it Tears of the Kingdom. Anyway, this discovery feels overwhelming. Which tier should I explore first? Well, interestingly, you don't really get much choice. The game intends for the player to flit freely and frequently between all 3 layers, having the new depths and sky be somewhat drip-fed to you, to keep the enthusiasm, mystery and intrigue. However, this drip-fed approach is not done through arbitrary Metroid-style gateways or story progression. It is done organically, using one of Breath of the Wild's key survival concepts, being resource dependency. So, tier-based resource-dependent exploration sounds complicated. So let's look at some examples to help illustrate my point. Want to explore the depths? Well, your biggest friend are going to be these bright bloom seeds that glow and bright up the dark caverns. Only they're not in the depths. They are almost exclusively found in caves on the surface and are in abundance. They serve no purpose on the surface, but are borderline essential in the depths. Let's try another example. Want to explore a distant island in the sky? You're probably going to need to make a sci-fi Robinson Crusoe style contraption. Making these contraptions often requires Zonite. Zonite is either used to auto-build previous contraptions out of thin air, or is processed to permanently raise your battery capacity, allowing you to use these contraptions for longer before running out of juice. So most of these contraptions are going to be used in the sky. Can you find Zonite in the sky? No. At least I don't think you can. Instead, it can be found in abundance in the depths, in these mineral deposits. So, to recap, we need to go into caves to find bright blooms. Use these bright blooms to explore the depths more easily, where we can mine Zonite, used to build contraptions for the sky. And when you're in the sky, we can get a bird's eye view of the surface and glide wherever you fancy. What is crucial about this cycle is that each element feels fun, is natural and offers specialised challenges and environments. In an era when many AAA games can look indistinct from one another, it is interesting that any exterior location in the sky, the surface or the depths can be easily sorted from one another. Aside from resource dependency, this tier-based relationship seeps into basic traversal too. Find a shrine on the surface? That means that there's a light route in the exact same location in the depths. Find a light route in the depths in the distance, where you can pop a pin in it and hey presto, you've just discovered a brand new shrine on the surface. Meanwhile, these bodies of water that appear on the surface are fairly innocuous for most players. Just use a rocket fused with a shield and glide over. However, these lakes and rivers provide stark, confined walls in the depths, signified by these foreboding and unclimbable stalactites, segmenting the map and stifling your progress. At first, this relationship between the depths and the surface reminded me of other famous dualities in the Zelda series. For example, the Light and Dark world in Link to the Past and A Link Between Worlds, and the Young Link and Adult Link duality in Ocarina of Time. However, these dualities have never been this seamless. And besides, this is not a classic Zelda duality, because this game has 3 tiers, thanks to the Sky Islands. Instead, it reminds me of the infamous Water Temple from Ocarina of Time, whereby a single space operates in 3 dimensions and 3 layers, being able to change the water level between shallow, like the depths, half full, like the surface, and completely full, like the sky. This kind of multi-layered thinking has always been a goal for Zelda. I think back to destroying a floor in the Thieves' Town, creating a passageway for light to travel through a ceiling and expose the dungeon boss. This is Zelda 101, and it's been magnified and expanded in Tears of the Kingdom, almost beyond recognition, but the DNA is there. In fact, I think Tears of the Kingdom shares more Zelda DNA than Breath of the Wild ever did. It's an obvious but pertinent point that Breath of the Wild feels like a remake of Zelda 1, letting you explore wide vistas. However, Tears of the Kingdom feels more like Ocarina of Time, re-emphasising multi-tiered environmental manipulation, and breathing new life into puzzle solving, whereby physics, ingenuity and creativity means that there are no wrong answers. There is so much to love about Tears of the Kingdom, but I feel its legacy is eventually going to lie in how the game makes you think about 3 concurrent locations in your mind all at once, demanding that this time the y-axis is just as important as the x-axis. I hope you enjoyed this video, and if you don't mind, I'm probably just going to now go back to playing Tears of the Kingdom. I'm about 2 weeks in, and I've done about 80 hours and only 2 of the dungeons and barely any story, and like 60 of the shrines and 80 of the koroks seeds. I've got a long way to go, but I'm loving it. Anyway, see you later, bye!